In a small village of Galilee called Cana, the sun shone brightly, casting its light over the narrow streets and simple houses, where a festive atmosphere filled the air. It was a special day. A wedding celebration was underway. Friends and family from all over the region had gathered to celebrate the union of a beloved couple. The joyous occasion was filled with music, dancing, and plentiful feasts, as was the tradition in Jewish culture. The lively chatter of the guests filled the air, and everyone enjoyed the generous hospitality of the hosts. Among the guests was Jesus, accompanied by his mother, Mary, and a few of his early disciples. Although Jesus had not yet performed any public miracles, those who were close to him sensed something extraordinary in his presence and the wisdom of his words. Mary, his mother, knew that her son had a greater purpose, one that would eventually reveal itself to the world, though it had not yet fully unfolded. As the celebration continued, an unexpected problem began to arise. The wine, a central element of the feast, was running out. At that time, wine symbolized joy and blessing, and to run out of it during a wedding would be considered a major social embarrassment for the hosting family. Quiet panic spread among the servants, who didn't know how to handle the situation. Without enough wine, the party might come to an abrupt end, and the family would be remembered for their failure to provide for their guests. Mary, sensing the urgency of the situation, took the initiative and approached Jesus. With a voice full of quiet confidence, she said, "They have no more wine." She knew that if anyone could intervene in this moment of crisis, it would be Jesus. However, Jesus responded in a way that might have seemed hesitant. "Woman, why do you involve me? My hour has not yet come." Despite his words, Mary remained certain of her son's abilities. Without argument, she turned to the servants and said, "Do whatever he tells you." Jesus looked around and noticed 6 large stone water jars, used by the Jews for ceremonial washing. Each of these jars could hold between 20 and 30 gallons of water. He instructed the servants to fill all of the jars to the brim with water. Although the servants didn't understand the purpose of this command, they obeyed and worked tirelessly, filling the jars with water until they were full. Once the jars were filled, Jesus gave another instruction, "Now, draw some out and take it to the master of the banquet." The servants, confused as to how water could solve the issue of the missing wine, once again followed his instructions without question. When the master of the banquet tasted the liquid, he was astonished. What he had tasted was not water, but wine of the finest quality, far superior to what had been served earlier. Without knowing the source of this new wine, the master of the banquet called the bridegroom over with great excitement and said, "Everyone brings out the choice wine first, and then the cheaper wine after the guests have had too much to drink. But you have saved the best till now." The guests, completely unaware of the miracle that had just taken place behind the scenes, continued their celebration, now enjoying wine that was even better than what they had tasted earlier. For the servants and the disciples of Jesus, this was a moment of revelation. The transformation of water into wine was not only a generous act, but a profound sign of who Jesus truly was. He had performed his first miracle, an act that revealed his divine glory. His disciples, who had already begun to follow him with growing faith, now had even more reason to believe in his mission and the power that resided within him. Mary, who had trusted in her son's power from the beginning, saw her faith validated in this quiet yet powerful miracle. She understood, perhaps more than anyone else, what this act signified, the beginning of something far greater. Jesus had not just saved a wedding celebration, he had offered a glimpse of the kingdom of God, where joy is abundant, the impossible becomes possible, and the ordinary can be transformed into the extraordinary. Thus, Jesus' first miracle at Cana of Galilee became a powerful symbol of his future mission, to bring transformation and renewal, to offer abundance where there was lack, joy where there was concern, and to show that, in his presence, life can be renewed and filled with the very best that the Father has to offer.